If you're looking to lose body fat and you don't know where to start, you're scrolling through social media and there's so much information overload and you just want a clear answer, in today's video we're going to break down absolutely everything you need to know about fat loss, so by the end of this video you can start to action it. Before we dive into the video, my name is Anton Danyluk. I have been a fitness coach for the last 15 years, helping thousands of people completely transform their body. I mainly specialise in helping people lose weight and keep it off, and that's exactly why in today's video we're going to learn everything we need to know about fat loss. The first thing we're going to touch on is calories, and it really has surprised me over the years how many people don't actually know what a calorie is. And I want you to actually think about that for a second. Really take a moment to think in your head, what is a calorie? And I guarantee you don't know the answer to it. The answer I usually get is the things on the back of food. What's in food? What is it though, right? So if you don't actually know what a calorie is, how can you then say that something's too many calories or too little calories when ultimately you don't know what it is? So quite simply put, what a calorie is a unit of energy. Just like a centimetre is a unit of measurement, a calorie is a unit of energy. And with that being said, we then need to completely understand how our body utilises energy. And that is the main thing we are going to focus in on in this video. So our biggest burner is our basal metabolic rate, our BMR. And what that basically is how many calories our body burns at resting. Now, we're sitting here just now, nothing's happening, we're resting, you're watching this video, I'm moving a little bit like a madman and talking in this video, but that takes calories in order to do that. Remember what I said earlier, calories is energy. Do you think that everything that happens subconsciously in our body, our breathing, our heart pumping blood around the body, our digestive system working, all these things that we take for granted on a day-to-day basis, do you think that doesn't require energy? Of course it does. So ultimately on a day-to-day basis, we're burning 60 to 70% of our overall calories from just resting. Being in the industry for the last 15 years, working with thousands of clients, I am still yet to meet one single person that's BMR is under 1200 calories. And that is ultimately where most people go. And what that tells you is you're not giving your body enough energy to rest, never mind do anything else. And it is so important that we're always keeping our calorie intake above our BMR. And that is why most people plateau. Think about it logically for a second. If you're not giving your body enough energy to rest, it doesn't like that. It basically says, wait a minute here, you're not giving me enough energy to rest. Never mind, walk the dog, go to the gym, etc. So what your body's going to do is it's going to protect itself. It's going to slow down the metabolism so that anytime that you're giving it energy, i.e. food, it's trying to hold on to that energy for as long as possible because it understands that you're not giving it enough energy to rest, so it needs to keep on to that energy. And that is why people plateau, that is why people gain weight when they're eating too low calories. Next biggest burner is NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So this is literally everything we do other than our training. Me moving my hands about like this in this video is NEAT. Walking the dog is NEAT. Getting your steps in, you get the idea. Anything that we do that is not exercise is considered NEAT, and that burns around about 20% of our overall calories. So again, a lot of our calories, as you're starting to see, that's around about 80% of our calories now, has got nothing to do with exercise. So you're thinking next up must be exercise, right? Wrong. The next one is the thermic effect of food. When we digest the food, we are actually burning calories, believe it or not. And that takes up around about 10% of our overall calorie burn within a day. Now lastly, the one that most people don't expect is exercise. That takes up around 5% of our overall calories that we burn. So I want you to think about that for a second. We get so caught up in doing exercise, we should be doing cardio, we should be doing training, lifting weights, what's the right type of training? But ultimately, it is such a small portion of the overall calories we burn within a day. So what you need to take into account is if your training isn't perfect, yes, it's great to train, of course, for other reasons, mental health, obviously building muscle, yes, it's great, but ultimately it's not the be all and end all. And now that you understand how your body actually burns energy, we can now start to work with that. So now that you understand that, we need to understand the process of losing body fat. And ultimately, you've heard it a million times before, it's been in a calorie deficit, which essentially means we have to be burning more calories than we are consuming. But the thing is people don't take into account the section that we just spoke about and how the calories are actually burned. So we can eat a lot more than we actually think we should be eating, because you're just putting your output as your training as such, and then obviously then you're accounting for your food. But we've got so much more calories being burnt from our BMR, from our NEAT, from the thermic effect of food, and yes, that a small amount from obviously exercise. So now what you need to do is you need to work out what that calorie deficit is. Now, if you're unsure how to work out your calorie deficit, below this video, I have left a calorie calculator so you can work that out for yourself. But ultimately, once you work out what your calories are, it's going to be a lot more than you initially think. And what we always want to do is we want to start our calories as high as we physically can and start working our way down, rather than going to the bottom of the barrel first and then we've got nowhere to go. So once you're in your calorie deficit and you start losing weight, at some point this is going to plateau. Because essentially, if you're on 2,000 calories a day, let's say you weigh 90 kilograms, if you lose 5 kilos, you're not going to burn the same at being 85 kilos as what you did at 90 kilos. So we need to adjust our deficit as we go along. And we can do that through two metrics. We can do it through reducing food, or we can do it through upping our activity. And it's that simple. And we just keep making these small tweaks and adjustments as we go along to make sure that we never hit that plateau. When it comes to training, your training is really universal to what you want to do, what you want to achieve. But if we're solely talking about fat loss here, I definitely think it's important to be doing resistance training at least 2 times per week, just making sure that you're keeping the muscle strong, you're putting it under the appropriate tension that's needed in order to maintain muscle while being in a deficit. And ultimately as well, it's good for your bones, for your joints, etc. So weight training or resistance training for me is a must. With regards to cardio, I think cardio is great. It's great for cardiovascular health, but ultimately it's not something that's needed on a fat loss journey. Definitely we look at using cardio as a tool later down the line when we're trying to increase our deficit. Now the last point to touch on is, what do you do when this all stops working, when you're reducing your calories down and you get to that point where you are hitting your basal metabolic rate, your activity is that high that it's just not sustainable anymore, or you've just finished your diet in general. And that's when we have to look at what's called a reverse diet, where we slowly but surely build our calories all the way back up to maintenance across a 3 to 4 week period, and ultimately reset the metabolism, and then you can start going again. So essentially all we're doing in this instance is giving our body a little bit of break from being in a deficit. We're telling our body that we're not starving it, and it just allows it to switch that metabolism back on again so you can go again with your journey. And that is something I always do with every single client, whether they're needing to reset or essentially whether they're needing to maintain the results, whether they're looking to leave their coaching journey. I want to leave that client in a position where they've came to me, they've lost the weight, we've built their calories back up, we've rebuilt their metabolism, and they never gain the weight back again. And the reverse diet is always going to be your reset point for whether you're looking to continue on with fat loss but you've hit that plateau, or whether you're looking to maintain results. Or to be fair, even if you're looking to go into a gaining phase, you would always just reverse back up. And that is exactly when you introduce a reverse diet. So that is everything that you need to know about fat loss. Like I said earlier in this video, I've left a link for my calorie calculator, but let's say you're looking for a little bit more in-depth personal approach. Maybe you're looking for a coach to support you, to take the headache away so you don't have to think about all these individual things and make the decisions for you, to keep you accountable, to keep you motivated. That is exactly what I do. If you're interested in that, you can apply for my coaching program below, and then we'll book in a call to discuss your goals and see how we can help. As always, hope you enjoyed this video, hope you found it useful. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you next time.